Now, awkward question for you. Did anything positive come out of this for you?
Positive?
I had a lady who I was listening to, and we were talking, and she said that the positive thing for her was her and her husband came closer to one another, and so on and so forth. So for you, was there anything
For
positive
me,
that came out of it? Yeah.
I think for me, it was probably I really found out how strong my faith was in the Lord.
Okay.
And I think you can say it to people all the time,
Right.
but until you've actually, kind of put it to the test.
Right.
And I think for me, it just validated that strength that I know that I have because of my faith, because that was really all that carried me through that difficult time.
Now, given that, was there any low points? I mean, like a point where just you want to just stop and have a pity party for yourself and just say, why me? Why is this happening to me?
I don't think I ever got to the pity party stage, but there were days when the body overtook
The mind.
yeah, your mind, and days when the body was just in pain and it was just ravished. And though in my head I'm like, I can do this, the body was saying, I don't think so. And I had some of those days, and because I live alone, it was like you just really just lay up in the bed and just, Lord, I know I'm gonna get through this.
Right.
But at that moment, kind of really not feeling it, and that was it. But it was more of a physical thing than anything, and I'm struggling with balancing that with my mental attitude of, I'm gonna keep
And I wanted to touch on that a little bit more, the mental battle. On a scale of, say, 1 to 10, in the beginning, where was the middle battle? In the middle, where was the battle? Did you find yourself, like when you first found out, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say where you were? And as you were going through it, did you find yourself getting stronger, just plateauing at one place? Or was it a constant, I need to talk to myself about what I'm going through?
I would say in the beginning, I was probably maybe a 5. Maybe a 5. And that's just because of the way I carry my life, and I just didn't understand why this
Right,
big
why is
old
happening
wall
to me?
was, yeah. And then when the physical part of it hit me, I think I was actually probably more okay with that than I was with the first knowledge of it.
Okay.
And maybe it was because I knew this is just the process. You got to go through it. So I didn't let it get me down because, even I would tell people about my hair grows back.
Right.
But I'm going to be okay. So I just kind of took it like that. So I don't even think I went down maybe from that 5.
Okay.
And then once I got past the radiation, and for me, radiation was 12 times worse than chemo was. And I still have physical difficulties with that because of the radiation.
Okay.
But I think when I hit radiation, at the height of the radiation, when your body is really, as they say, cooking from within.
Yes.
And the difference it makes in your body. I might have hit a 3 around there. Oh my God. But I think once I got through it and the body starts healing itself, it was easy to get back up to a 10. It was really easy.
Well, how were you presented the options? Like, how did you choose which option that you were going to? And is it I guess it's a personal thing.
It is, because for my diagnosis, the stage of cancer that I was in, chemotherapy was not required.
Okay.
They felt that they could kill whatever cancerous cells that may linger with radiation, and that was it. However, I have genetic markers for breast cancer.
Okay.
And that may be in connection to my grandmother passing away with it. So in order to get my reoccurrence rate down, the chemo was an option.
Okay.
I never had to have it. But for me, I want to live as long as I can and enjoy life as much. So if that gets it down 30%, to me, it was worth it, because what I would have to go through as far as the hair loss and all that, that returns to you.
Right.
So I made a decision after I researched it, with the reoccurrence rate being as high as it was, to do the chemo.
Okay.
But it was definitely an option. And then they tell you that they do the biopsies, they do blood work on you to see if you have those genetic markers. Then if you do, then they present all the other options to you. I just chose to go more aggressive with it.
And after going through all this, does it give you more of an appreciation for life, or would you say?
Yes. Oh my gosh, shit. Yes, and some people don't get it.
Okay.
But if you haven't walked the journey, you may not get it. But all the things that you thought you really valued, all the highs, they're nothing in comparison to what you're going through now.
Okay.
They're nothing in comparison. But you kind of like until you go through something like this, you don't have a measuring stick.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you think everything's kind of floating along, but you have this measuring stick, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, that was really that important in the big scheme of things, you know. And it is. It's more about loving people, having people love you, and knowing that, you know, for me, that I've spoken to someone regarding my journey,
Right.
and I've made a positive impact on them.
So you find yourself more outgoing, or were you already outgoing to begin with?
I was outgoing, but now a lot of times I do it with a purpose now.
Right. Okay.
Because, you know, someone might haphazardly mention, oh, I haven't been to the doctor in years. And it just kind of like sets off something in me like, yeah, so that's why I speak a lot more vocally on these issues
Okay.
than I probably would have before, even though, you need to go have your annual checkups. But now it's like personal with me. And when I hear people who don't do it, it really hits a nerve.
So the main thing is really just making sure that you get your annual checkups done. That is there any coming from a man? Is there any preventive maintenance type of things?
Self-exams.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you're doing your self-exams. If you don't know how, ask your doctor. They'll show you. And if you don't want to do it for some reason, women don't do it, then it's incumbent upon you to go to those medical appointments. People have medical insurance through their jobs.
Right.
And if not, there are just volumes and volumes of free access to mammograms. So that, to me, there's always no excuse for you not to have it.
Okay.
And if you're uncomfortable, take a friend with you, you know?
Right.
But go and have them. And some people say, we don't have the money. And I just know from my research, there's just tons of free mammograms given out there.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time and for you coming out and sharing your story with us. A lot of times people don't have someone to relate to or to talk to, so I'm sure what you just shared may be a big help to somebody out there. I'll be posting some of those free websites where you can go and get a mammogram done. Thank you once again, Patricia.
Thank you very much for taking the time.
You're welcome.